Meade Snyder, and I'm president of the Masonic Theatre Foundation in Clifton Forge and Alleghany County. And the reason I'm here tonight, some of our supporters, we received our notice of recommended funding for this fiscal year of 0. So that's why I'm here. Obviously, that's not what we were expecting. And I think, particularly given some of the discussion tonight, the Masonic Theatre restoration is the renovation of a grand historic structure. And 3 years ago, we first came to the county with a budget request, and when we laid that out, it was for that year as well as identifying our needs for the next 7 years. And of course, we're still in that window. And at that time, we were a year and 1 month prior to the point in time where we knew we had all our funding in place and we were able to pull the trigger and start construction. And I remember after the close of the meeting when the request was included in the budget and we were approved for that year, Mr. Nicely told me to make sure I get it done. And we got it done. We're about a month away from being finished. And this is a $6.5 million hard cost capital investment in Clifton Forge and Alleghany County. But also while I'm here tonight, I want to clear up a few misconceptions. This project is not about fixing up an old building. It's about investing in an asset of our community that will provide a return on investment, not just in the form of the physical capacity of the building to provide a venue for folks to have their wedding reception, to see a show, to go out for a date. It's also a facility that we believe will be an attractant for folks that come from outside the area, come stay the night, grab dinner while they're here, maybe stay the night in one of our local hotels. Maybe they like it enough they buy a house here, fix it up. So what we've done, prior to getting off the ground with all this investment, we did a fair amount of research on our own. We visited other communities, and I provided some of that information in our prior budget request. Most notably, the town of Marion, Virginia, with the Lincoln Theater restoration. Over a 9-year period, they saw about a $500,000 increase in their meals and lodging tax revenues from the year before the Lincoln Theater was restored to, I think it was 2012, 11-12 fiscal year. So there's economic impact in kind of the heads and beds, they call it in the economic development lingo world, from folks coming into the community either overnight. And also in Stanton, what we saw there in meeting with the economic development folks was with a kind of a cluster of redevelopment projects. They've seen folks come in, new businesses into the downtown that have restored buildings because they have a very friendly environment for folks to take advantage of historic tax credits. They also have that in their residential community. So they've seen a big influx of folks coming in and investing in tax base real estate. And over about a 10-year period, the cutoff when I had the dates in this, their taxable real estate base in Stanton doubled. With folks coming in, fixing up old homes and commercial buildings. So, I know I've been coming to these meetings for 3 years now, and everyone has had similar topics of discussion. You're losing revenue from machinery and tools tax or other gaps that come up. But what we, I think, need to focus on is not cutting off investment in something that is a chance to grow your base. There's only 2 ways you can meet shortfalls. You're either going to have to raise taxes or you're going to have to grow the base. And I think this project can be a cornerstone project for the community in an effort to help grow the base, whether it's the heads and beds, meals and lodging taxes, or folks coming in and decide they like it here well enough that they're going to move here. So that's one area I wanted to clear up as a misconception. The second thing, I know we're in the paper a lot because we've had a lot of good news, and one of the most recent items of good news is we received a very nice grant from the Virginia Tourism Corporation for $150,000. And that was with help through the chamber. And those funds are for development hard costs. So, we can't use them for operating funds, which is what our budget request is for. So even though we do receive these things, they are not supplanting a need that we have here. So I did want to make that clear. And then the other thing I wanted to point out, with the funding request, I think making a zero appropriation to our organization after we've made such a sizable investment in this community really sends the wrong message. It sends the wrong message to the folks sitting here that have invested in the project. It sends the wrong message to other funding sources too. That whether it's local, the town of Clifton Forge, the Alleghany Foundation, as we've gone through this project, every source we've applied to are interested in what our other sources are. And in fact, this tourism grant that we just received recently, the county funding that we've received to date played a part in that because we did have to have local match funds. So I think, again, having a zero appropriation obviously hurts, our operational budgetary needs, and it really does send the wrong message to other folks that support us.